Hi guys, welcome back again. It's Becca here. In today's video, I've got exciting news for all IELTS test takers. I feel like if such information or if such things were put in place some years back when I was writing my IELTS or when multiple people were writing IELTS, a lot of people would not have migrated to the UK as carers, especially those that are professionals and who are looking forward to getting that professional registration requirement to register professionally to practice in their profession in the United Kingdom and in first-class countries. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, hi, my name is Becca. On this channel, basically, I talk about nursing, I do lifestyle vlogs, videos, a little bit of me, fun and positive vibes here and there, right? So let's go straight to the point. When we talk about IELTS, it stands for International English Language Testing Systems, which is the English language requirement that is required for you to settle in every first-class country or every country that is an English-speaking country, especially if you want to practice as a professional or if you want to go in as a skilled worker or if you want to go into study. So if you want to go into countries like UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the likes, you will need to write what we call the International English Language System or some of the other English language systems like the OET, the TOEFL, and the likes. I wrote IELTS in 2019. I wrote IELTS twice. So I wrote IELTS British Council, which is organized by the United Kingdom. I wrote IELTS IDP, which is organized by Australia. And in all of these modules, I had a band 7.5 in IELTS British Council, and I had a band 8 in IELTS IDP, which is organized in Australia. And I took my IELTS IDP in Lagos, Nigeria, because we do not have an IELTS IDP center in Ghana, where I originally come from. Being a test taker, I realized that there were certain things that were not put in place, and that put some of us away. And at the end of the day, I had to go and write what we call the occupational English test. Even though I had a band 8 in IELTS, I still didn't meet the reading requirement to register as a registered nurse in the United Kingdom. I fell below it by just a band 0.5. And because of that, I had to go and resit. And because I didn't want to do the resit, I went ahead to write the occupational English test. But today, thankfully, we have an OET center, which is in Wisconsin University in Ghana as well. So if you want to know more about IELTS, we have IELTS General, we have IELTS Academic. If you are coming over to register or to travel as a professional like a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, biomedical scientist, etc., etc., you have to write the IELTS Academic. But if you're going to be settling like doing a healthcare assistant or going to school, some of the universities prefer you to write IELTS General, or some will tell you to write either IELTS Academic or IELTS General. If you're coming to the UK, we have IELTS that is specific to the UK, which we call the IELTS UKVI, which doesn't really matter. That IELTS UKVI at first was only needed as an English language requirement to pass through immigration. But with time, that IELTS UKVI was not required again by the UK immigration. As far as you are a professional who has sat for IELTS Academic, they will accept that. So you didn't need to write the IELTS UKVI, but it has come to stay. So you can either choose to write the IELTS Academic or the IELTS Academic UKVI or the IELTS General UKVI or just the plain standard IELTS, either academic or general. Now, what happened over time is that IELTS developed its own branches. So at first, you will sit for the paper-based test. You will sit in a hall to do all the 4 modules, which are the listening, the reading, the writing, and the speaking in a span of a period. But over time, when COVID came, they moved it to computer-based, where you have the option to write it on a computer as well as writing it face-to-face or in an exam center. Now, when COVID eased, the computer-based system came to stay. And then the NMC of UK, which is the mother regulation body for nurses and midwifery practice in the United Kingdom, began to accept IELTS computer-based, because at first, even if you write IELTS computer-based, you are not going to be accepted in the UK NMC register. But over time, they introduced IELTS computer-based. So even if you sit for IELTS computer-based, you can register with that in the UK as a nurse or as a midwife. And we all know that when you fail any module in IELTS, be it writing, reading, listening, or speaking, you had to retake all of the 4 modules. It doesn't matter which of the modules you failed in. Now, the exciting news is that effective November 2023, you can only retake 1 module of the IELTS that you failed. Okay, this is exciting news because I feel like if this news was available some years ago, or this thing was implemented some years ago, a lot of people would have already been in the UK, especially those that needed just a module to pass all the IELTS, or those that miss the IELTS but just a little band score. But there are some terms and conditions and some clauses that apply to this retaking, and I want to explain that, so stick around and watch this video right until the end. Now, the term and condition is that you can only retake, or you can only do this retake test if you are writing this in a span of 60 days. So let's say you wrote your IELTS in November, and this change is starting from those that are writing in November moving forward. So if you wrote in October going, it doesn't apply to you. So let's say you wrote your test in November, let's say 12th November, and you missed reading by, let's say, 0.5, and you want to resit the reading within 60 days. So you have December, January 11th, up to January 11th to do that resit. So it has to be within the 60 days. So that is clause number 1. Clause number 2, it only has to be the computer-based IELTS test. So if you wrote the paper-based test where you went to sit down in an exam center to write the IELTS and you missed it by a 0.5 and you want to do the retake, you cannot do that. It has to be the computer-based test. And I think it makes a lot of sense because doing a test on a computer is different from doing a test in paper-based, because a lot of people have different literacy level as far as using the computer is concerned. Another term and condition is that you can only do one retake test per one exam. So let's say originally you wrote all the 4 modules here, and you had, maybe you didn't pass 2. You want to go and write 2. It's not done. It only has to be one module per one retake test. I'll leave the link to all of these that I'm saying in the description box for your further reading, so that you guys can authenticate what I'm saying and to read more if you want more clarification. Also, if you have more questions you want to ask, you can put them in the comment section. Let me know, or let me see how best I can go about this. So what happens is that you must first take all the 4 modules on a computer. And if you need to retake just one module out of all these that you did on the computer within 60 days, you can retake just that one module. But if you have more than one module, then it's not allowed. You have to do the whole paper again. As I said earlier, for somebody like me, if back in the days I wrote IELTS on computer and I just missed that reading, as I said, by 0.5, I would have done the computer-based test, retake, just to fit in that 0.5 and get that band 7 to register as a registered nurse, and not to have gone back to write OET all over again. So I think it is very good news and very good opportunity for those that want to go into it. Thinking about the price, maybe somebody wonder what is the price for doing that one retake. I think the price varies from country to country, so you would like to confirm that with the British Council in your country. When you go online, you can get their contact number. And also, this is an information is like a rolling contract or a rolling process that has not been yet implemented in every country. And so I'm going to leave the countries that it has been implemented in on the screen like this. All these countries on the screen, I know for sure Kenya has been implemented, Peru and UAE, which is United Arab Emirates, and Australia and things have already implemented it. So if you're in these countries, then it has already been implemented. If you want to be sure if your country has also introduced this in their IELTS test centers, I would recommend strongly that you go onto your country's test center contacts and then you phone them up, or you do a walk-in and inquire more about them. But this is just an update, and they're also saying that with time it's going to happen in every country. Even if it hasn't happened in your country yet, it's definitely going to happen at some point in your country. And I feel this is good news that I want to share with all my IELTS test takers who are aspiring to migrate to first-class countries or English-speaking countries to practice as professionals or to go to school. I wish you all the very best in your transitioning from your home country to other countries. Thank you so much for watching, for constantly coming back to the channel. And until we meet again in my next video, guys, it's bye-bye. Bye.